Hey everyone, Dr. Adam Harcourt here. Today I want to talk about the progressive or chronic nature of migraine. Now I want to start off by saying not everyone will progress and get worse with migraine. What I do want to talk about is the fact that pretty much every case that I've ever dealt with that's having 15 or 20 or 30 a month didn't start that way. Almost all of them have a very similar and unfortunate progression. And if you can understand how the progression goes, hopefully if you're in the early stages, you can do things to keep from progressing further and further. So the way that it works is most patients, as they're younger, they will have what I call a bigger bucket or a stabler part of the brain. You can look at our bucket theory on some of our other videos. But the idea is you're able to withstand a lot more stressors when you're younger, so your frequency or probability of migraine is way down. And so you might get one once a year or twice a year. But then as you go through college, as you go through work, as you go through family stuff, now you get one every 2 months, and then every month, and then it gets to twice a month and once a week. And we see this kind of progression. What I tend to find is once you start having them more than once a week, that's kind of where the snowball gets rolling, and we see more and more progression a little bit more quickly. So they say, yeah, you know what? I've had them for 20 years, but really in the last year, I'm getting them now 3 times a week or 4 times a week, right? And the reason for that is as that part of the brain becomes more and more unstable, the actual migraine itself increases your chances of having another migraine. So how unfortunate or terrible is that? Well, that's how it works. And so if we can do things to just inhibit the migraine to begin with, your chances of migraine in the future go down, which again, makes sense. And so what you really want to think about is if you're at the point where you used to have them once a year or once a month, and now you're at a point where you get them like once a week, you want to take drastic measures to make sure that you're addressing dietary, nutritional, musculoskeletal, hormonal, neurological factors to move down the migraine spectrum, which again we talked about in a different video, in order to reduce your migraine days. Because once you start getting that snowball rolling and you get to the 10, the 15, the 20 a month, it's a lot harder to push that snowball up the hill. Now again, that being said, most of our patients are having 15 or 20 or 30 a month, so it is possible. It just takes a more concerted effort to move down the spectrum a little bit more. So again, if you're noticing an increase in migraines, but it's still not super frequent, let's get on the ball. We look at some of our other videos. We have tons of recommendations and things to look for and things that you can do to keep from moving down that spectrum and keep the migraine from becoming a little bit more chronic.